What's really good, everybody? What's really good? This is Mike Lang, one half of the Intelligent Hoodlums, and we're going to do a little weekly hustle here. We're going to show you techniques you can use in your classroom very quickly without a lot of lead time that can be applied to any number of content areas. So it doesn't matter what content you're teaching at all. We're got to just show you something cool to utilize with your students that, again, is not going to take you very long to do, can be pulled out your pocket when you need it to be, and hopefully be something that your students can use over and over and over again in order to be successful, demonstrating to you that they understand concepts. And so we're going to start off with the idea of audiograms. And audiograms are taking sound and creating video out of the sound. So rather than the other way around, where you take video that has sound in it already and you do what you're doing, kind of like what we're doing right now, like forgetting the actual movement of moving pictures situation, simply taking audio, having a graphic provocation. So whether that's a picture of something, whether that's a bunch of text that the kids have constructed or something like that, any of those things, giving those things a vehicle of just the audio in order to make videos. And it's rather straightforward. Let kids experiment with the different ways to do it. We're going to do it as if you're on a Chromebook today, because a lot of our school district students are working on Chromebooks. iPads are my preferred way to do this, but again, unfortunately, most students are going to have Chromebooks. So we're going to suspend the iOS bias and the Mac OS bias and go with the more universal, I guess the most universal idea here, which would be, if your students have Chromebooks, how can we do this? And how can we do this for little or no cost? In this case, no cost whatsoever. All right, so audiograms, what we're going to need is some writing of some sort in order to have a script. And I'm going to use a haiku just because I like the creative constraints of haiku. First and foremost, you guys got 17 syllables. That's it. You have to be able to express to me your idea in 17 syllables. So that creative constraint is going to force students to be very creative in how they express themselves that way. So I like that. But this will work for a paragraph. It'll work for simple sentences. It'll work for any way that your students write. Not a problem whatsoever. All right. The second thing we're going to need is a way to create graphics. If you're in our local school district, or Adobe Spark is what we have access to in terms of a premium way to get this out and done. So Adobe Spark is what I'm going to utilize, but Canva will work. Crello. There's a number of different things. I mean, if you took PowerPoint or Google Slides or Keynote or whatever and built your graphics in there, same deal. So just to have a graphic there. Third, you're going to need a way to record yourself, and we're going to use 123 apps because it's web-based and it's free, and you don't have to figure out a way to record yourself any other way. And the quality of the audio is pretty terrific. And then you're going to need a way to bring them all together. So your haiku, your graphic, and your audio, and we're going to use Headliner to do that. And Headliner, if you're not familiar, amazing product, really, really slick. I love it. They have a EDU NGO account that you and your students can take advantage of as well. So it'll give your kids, plenty of opportunities to utilize this. All right, and we're going to walk you through the entire process from soups to nuts here, from beginning to end, just the way that I imagined it and I've done it with my students. Again, we're going to use haiku as the provocation. And again, haiku could be about anything. It could be again science. It could be PE. It could be math. It could be about whatever. Um, that's what makes the writing kind of powerful. So if you're talking about writing across your curriculum, haiku is very, very, very nifty in that sense because of the fact that again it has its own creative constraints. 3 lines, 17 syllables, and you can rock and roll with it. So let's get started here. Well, actually, I'm going to show you an example first of what I'm talking about with the audiogram. So let's check it out. An iron-willed Bruin, a monarch who dodged hatred to own a diamond. So what you'll notice again there is about the graphic. It's about Jackie Robinson. We're gonna do a set one that's similar to this. That's graphic is original. I didn't copy it from anybody. I did that myself. Not super detailed or anything like that. Took Jackie Robinson, put his name up there as the title. I wrote my haiku there and put it in the right hand corner of the graphic, and then I've got my audio playing down below. So and I've got the progress bar here. I prefer it not to have the progress bar so you can actually see the undulation of the waveform there, but it is what it is. You and your students can go and determine how they want that to be presented. And again, we're going to walk you through every little piece of this. So let's get started. So the very first thing we need is the ability for the kids to write haiku quickly. And Read, Write, Think has this very dynamite, very simple to use haiku starter. It is, if you just do a Google search, I'm going to have a Wakelet with all the information in it at the very end for you. But if you just Google search Read, Write, Think haiku starter, this is going to pop up. And the good thing about this is that on your on your Chromebook, these cells are going to be already able for you to interact with. All right. So I'm going to use Jackie Robinson again. Because say you could do this about yourself. You could do this about, get a math problem, the Pythagorean theorem, anything from American history, any of those ideas, you could do this. All right. And so Jackie Robinson, I'm going to say he was born in Georgia. Not Georgia, but Georgia. All right. He is a Hall of Fame Hall of Fame baseball player. He was number 42. And these are just things that I know already. So you could have kids go back into a text and bring out ideas, listen to a podcast and do that, watch a video and do that, take notes and spit this out, Padlets, Jamboards, whatever. All right. He played for the Dodgers. He also played for the Monarchs. He played for the Royals, the Montreal Royals. He went to UCLA. So he played for the Bruins. He played football in college. He ran track in college. He played baseball, of course, in college. And he played basketball in college. So it's a four sport, star there. He was Rookie of the Year. What else? He integrated or reintegrated baseball. And you don't have to fill in all the lines, but I'm going to do it in this case. He was a soldier, he was a veteran. All right, so he's a veteran as well. So we have all those ideas there in terms of just being able to encapsulate an idea. So whether, again, that's reading and going back into the reading and pulling out ideas, looking at a math problem and dissecting a word problem of some sort, looking at your science curriculum and bringing things out like that. Any of those things can be utilized with haiku. And again, super, super creative way to do it because of the creative constraints. Now, for those who do not know what haiku are, and I kind of just jumped over that entire thing, that first paragraph here is also powerful in terms of getting students to understand what the deal is. And so they're Japanese poems, generally about nature, but they can be applied to anything we would like. 3 line poems, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, 5 syllables on the third line. All right. And you'll notice down here that I wrote my ideas first, and then there's a little circle here, and that's where the syllables are going to go. And one of the things that kids are going to freak out about is how many syllables do these things have, Mr. Slang? We can do that without having to do the hand clap ears, because if you start doing the hand clapping, the counting in the ears and stuff, who knows if you've been saying a word wrong. In terms of our EL friends, they may not be able to hear that word in English using the correct syllables. And we don't need to do a long lesson on how to find the syllables in a word. Nah, we're good. So the wonders of the internet, there is a product called howmanysyllables.com. Click that. And bada bing, howmanysyllables.com does that work for you. I don't need to go and memorize how many syllables words have. It's a waste of time. All right. So I'm gonna look at my PDF here, and if I can't determine the syllables very quickly, go right to howmanysyllables.com and do that. All right. So Georgia is 2 syllables. Hall of Fame is 3 syllables. 42 is 3 syllables. 42. Yep. Dodgers is 2. Monarchs is 2. Royals is 2. UCLA would be 4 in theory. Bruins 2. Football 2. Track 1. Baseball 2. Basketball 3. Rookie 2 of the year. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Integrated 4. And veteran 3. Let me make sure that integrated is 4 syllables. Integrate. Yep, so 4 syllables, integrated. Great, wonderful. It breaks it down for me. I'm good to go. So I've got 4 syllables there, so I'm good. It's always good to kind of check your work. I make mistakes on the syllables all of the time, constantly. All right, so the good thing about this starter is that it has all of the information here as well. So I'm going to go here to the next one. I'm going to start writing. And the really cool thing about this is the following. I've done the math already. So if we have a situation where there's 5 syllables in the first line, we have a conversation about how can we make 5, right? So I can make it by 2 plus 2 plus 1. And again, one of the things that happens, we don't have to have phrases or sentences or some kind of coherent situation here with our haiku. So if you don't want to write in sentences, you want to just write in words, It still works the same way. So if you just want to work isolated words that all satisfy the number of syllables per line, works totally. All right. So I can go 2 plus 2 plus 1. I can go 4 plus 1. I can go 3 plus 2. But I'm going to go 5 because it started his career was a rookie of the year. So I'm going to say rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. And that satisfies the whole first line, right? Rookie of the year. Dope. All right. Second line is 7 syllables. I'm going to do, he went from rookie of the year. Let's look at all the teams that he played for. So I'm going to go Monarchs first. And Monarchs is 2. He played for the Royals after that. And then he played for the Dodgers. I'm going to put the in front of that in order to cheat and add another syllable there, right? So Monarchs 2, Royals 2, the Dodgers would be 3. So that would give you my 7, right? So Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers. And then I need 5 for the very last line there. All right, so it's 5. Let's see here. Let's see. What do I want to roll with? Let's say 42. Oh, no. Let's say Hall of Fame. So Hall of Fame, and that's 3. I'm going to say Hall of Fame, baseball. Let's say Baseball Hall of Fame. Even better. All right, cool. So, knock the haiku out. So, Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers, Baseball Hall of Fame. Bada bang, 5, 7, 5. And from that haiku, you would know that I knew he was a Rookie of the Year. I knew what teams he played for, and I know he's a Baseball Hall of Fame. Boom, 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 boom. It's nice and concise, nice and finished. I don't have to go and read a whole bunch of words in a paragraph or 17-page paper, anything like that. Great for your exit ticket. Great for just like a reflection very quickly to give me information about something that you just read, or you just did, or a process you've just endured, or an idea that you have. Nice and concise, very linear. I don't have to write a 17-page paper. All right. And the next parts are going to make this even more attractive to your students. So I've got that haiku. So I want to publish this and I want people to see it, right? And so in terms of that, I've got my Adobe Spark here. And if you're in the Clark County School District, you have the premium version of this product. You got to have nothing, nothing to hold you back in terms of doing some really, really funky stuff here, right? So I'm going to deal with custom size. And there are a number of things you can do here. And I'm going to go to my standard first. So in order to get the audiogram into headliner the way we want it, you're going to want to choose widescreen, landscape, wide, tall, or square. All right, so those are the ones you're going to really want to kind of to deal with: rectangular, square, or the rectangular this is the vertical rectangular situation. So I'm going to use widescreen just because I like the space. I'm going to hit the next button. If you're not super experienced with Adobe Spark, don't worry about it. It is pretty intuitive. I'm going to shrink myself a little bit. Pretty intuitive, but it's fun also just to learn as you go through. Like really fun, actually, to go and experience stuff. So I'm going to go and get rid of that. And I like working from blank stuff. I mean, if you want to use the templates, by God, use it. But I like the white blank space here. So if you want to resize anything, you can go to resize. If you want to go to design borders, there's some things you can design or whatever. All right. You've got logos and stuff you can build and add to them or whatever. So you can do that as well. But in terms of my hustle here, the coolest thing about this is just being able to kind of magazine cover things. And when I say that, you're going to see this in a second. So I'm going to type baseball in here. And I'm going to see my man Jackie right there. So here's Jackie Robinson. So I want to magazine cover this. And what I mean by that is I want to take the background out of this picture, and then I'm going to lay text behind it. So it looks like it's the cover of a magazine, like when they make a picture of Zendaya, very, very big on Vogue cover, and it covers the G and the U and whatever, but I know it's Vogue still. I want to kind of mimic that effect. So I'm going to click that and go to remove background. And when I do that, this is going to pop up, boom, and it gets rid of that background for me very easily. All right. I can add filters to that. So they have now the duo tone, which is really cool. And I'm actually going to use, I like that a lot. Just concerned with, let's make it lime green, see what pops on. I'm not going to use the duo tone. I do like the duo tone very much. I'm going to keep it black and white there. You can add any enhancements you want or whatever and make it really, really cool if you would like. But I'm going to go and make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to move that over here just a little bit. All right. So I've got him. I've got Jackie Robinson there. Wonderful. And I can play around with this at my leisure, move things around, do whatever I need to do. So I'm going to get rid of that. Now, if you have the premium version, actually, if you have any version of this, you're going to have the ability to add backgrounds and design assets and all that kind of stuff like that. The premium version is going to unlock every design asset and every background for you, but you will have the ability to add those things. But I'm going to go to text and I'm going to type my title. And what you'll notice is that all the ones that have the little gold tongue there, those are the premium versions of the product. So I have access to all those. And again, the ones without them, you would have them, but I'm just going to go to add regular text. I'm just going to call it Jackie is what I'm going to call it. Similar to the example that I showed you before. So I got that. And that's going to make this a lot larger. I'm going to actually get rid of that as well. So make this really large. And this is Source Sans. And I'm going to move that so it is above his hands a little bit. Awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, you can make out Jackie there. And so now I'm just going to play around with the layering of everything. Go up, layer order. I'm going to send that, move that down. Now Jackie Robinson pops right on top of it, right? So we have that really cool effect there. And I'm going to take the words there. I'm going to make it Dodger blue. I'm going to change that. And I'm going to go to custom. I could put hex code. You can put a hex codes in there if you want. I'm just going to make that Dodger blue. All right, cool. Jackie, Dodger blue. Awesome. I'm going to take that and move that up just a little bit. Awesome sauce. All right. So I got that really cool kind of edit there. Awesome. And what I like to do is add backgrounds to add some texture and stuff to it. And I love the stationary look. So looking like paper, having some texture back there, and I love like the gray ones back here. So I'm actually gonna use this ribbed one here. And when that pops up, I'm gonna click on it, and it's gonna say add to background. Yep, add to backgrounds. Now I got that nice texture behind it. Gives it kind of a little bit of character, right? So I've got Jackie there. Then move him down. And if you'll notice, I've got all my layers there as well. So I'm going to click that layer, and now I can move that up just a little bit. Cool. All right. Now you are free to go and add other design assets onto it. You know, you can add, there's plenty of really cool things you can add to it, but I'm going to keep it pretty simple. All right. So I got that, and I'm going to write my haiku now. I'm going to get rid of that as well. I'm going to write my haiku. I'm actually going to take that. I'm going to move that up with just a little bit. Awesome sauce. Yeah, I like that. Move it up just a little bit more. Yep, cool. All right, so I'm going to write my haiku now. So I'm going to hit that plus sign, and then there we go. All right, so I'm going to go back and forth here. Well, the first line was Rookie of the Year. So Rookie of the Year. And I'm going to write it just like I would write a haiku. So that's my first line. Monarchs. Royals. Kansas City Monarchs was the first team he played for, Negro League baseball team. Satchel Paige played on that team as well. Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers. Baseball Hall of Fame. All right, cool. Done. Now that pops up there. Don't like that orange, but for right now, we're going to deal with it. Put that out. Now you can do a lot of stuff here. You can shadow it. All right, and change the shadow. And I'm gonna actually go Dodger blue, and let's go blue black. I'm gonna make that text black. Yeah, that's ugly. Let's invert the colors. Let's go Dodger blue, and let's make the shadow black. Let's see what happens. That works. All right, cool. So I'm gonna take that. That part of it isn't Dodger blue. I'm just saying that. So you can change the font as well if you don't want the source sans. Plenty of really cool fonts here. Let me actually go Railway. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go and get rid of that and move that kind of like that. Let's see if we can make that a little smaller. Let's make it 36. All right, so I'm not super concerned that it's kind of small. If I wanted to go play with it and make it larger, I could, because I'm going to say the words anyway. And it's good enough. Space that out just a little bit more. All right, cool. That's good enough. All right, so not super important that, you know, that's super large, but that works. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's good enough. That works. All right, so I got a very simple graphic. Got Jackie Robinson. I know what I'm writing about, etc. I'm gonna go right to that download button. All right, so you want high quality, keep it PNG. It's a larger file though, right? JPEGs, smaller, but you know, if you're doing photographs and stuff like that, definitely want to use it. I'm gonna keep mine PNG. All right, you can also download it as a PDF as well if that meets your what you need to do. So I'm gonna click that. All right, cool. Always, you know, in terms of naming conventions, you always want to name it something that you're going to remember. So I'm going to call this Jackie Robinson demo graphic. We'll call it that. All right, cool. That works. All right, cool. So I'm actually not working on Chrome right now. I'm working on the Brave browser. I moved from Chrome to Brave just because of Google's new decision to do that flock situation. And Brave is amazing. So if you're looking for a new browser, Brave comes with my recommendation. All right, so that's there. Wonderful. So we got that deal. Now I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 apps. And this is a very cool tool because it's free. Also does a very good job of video. So if you're looking for, you know, a video service that doesn't cost you anything, that generally will allow you to do what you need to do. You've got a video recorder, and then you can stabilize stuff. You can add text to video. It's very cool in the pinch if you don't have any other software. So if you have a Chromebook, this is like one of the places to always go for a lot of your video needs. If you just need quick video edits, things like that. They also have audio tools and PDF tools, all right? And you've got the voice recorder there. You can also change pitch, which is very, very fun to do. You can trim videos, change the equalizer. You can add audio, and you can add audio together. So if you wanted to go and string together a podcast, a little laborious, but it lets you do that for free here if you don't have any other audio editing tools. So keep that one in mind as you work. This is one to definitely bookmark for yourself. So I'm going to go to voice recorder, and this is going to open up, and you're going to see that my microphone is there. I can change the microphone input there. So if you have an external mic that you want to utilize, just make sure it's connected and recognized by your device, and you're going to be good to go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Jackie Robinson, Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers, Baseball Hall of Fame. All right, so I'm going to stop that. And again, it's going to show me the amplitude of all the sound waves that I made. So I'm going to say, I probably started right there. I started right there. Yeah, excuse that phone interruption. I'm sorry. Always put your do not disturb on while you're recording. Sometimes the hardest lessons are those. All right, cool. Excellent. So I'm going to go and record, take that, and I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to move that there. All right, cool in the game. So we're good there. So we got our recording there. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm going to play it back. Baseball Hall of Fame. Jackie Robinson, Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers, Baseball Hall of Fame. Bada bing. All right, so we're good there. With that save button. When I hit that save button, we're good to go. I'm going to call that thing Jackie Robinson Demo Audio. And that'll come as an MP3, so we're good there. Hit the save button. All right. All right, so let's check a look at this. So we've got the video there now, so we're good to go there. I'm going to go and click and get rid of that. Yes, I'm finished editing, so we're good. So last piece is putting it all together, and Headliner is amazing. All right, so it's a great way if you have your kids podcasting, you want to have your kids podcasting, great way to do it. So to make it look very professional, make it look super amazing without having to do a lot in terms of the design of it. So all you need basically is a script, some of your audio, upload the audio, handle your business. But we're going to be making the audiograms, which also it makes very easy to do. So you can log in if you've got your school district ID or whatever you need to do. And I'm going to use my school district account. If you got your school district ID, you can just rock and roll this way. So I'm going to click. All right, log myself in. You'll see that EDU NPO situation there. So nonprofits and EDUs have their own accounts or own type of accounts. So your students can also benefit from this very, very much. And so you'll see the audiogram is there. You've got full episodes of anything. You said, you can turn video into audio into video rather for YouTube and Vimeo, 2 hours worth. Transcripts, it transcribes things pretty decently. Podcast audio videos, taking podcasts that exist, putting them inside here, and it'll go in and it'll strip it and make small little bits for you. Really dope. All right, so we'll go to Audio Wizard. If I had a pre-existing podcast, RSS, or Descript, if you're not using that product, little pricey for teachers, but really good in terms of transcription, like super good. All right, but I'm going to go to the upload button because I'm going to upload my own audio here. So let's go ahead and, other way. Let's go and bring that audio up. So I'm going to show that over here. Bada bing, and I'm going to take that and drop it over there. All right, cool. So that's going to pop up. You'll see those waveforms in just a second. And there we go. I got my waveforms. All right, cool. So there it is. Now, closed captioning, always a good thing to have. All right. And again, English is my language. Great. Closed caption. It'll close caption it pretty accurately. You know, if you use some colloquialisms, if you don't enunciate correctly, you know, sometimes you have some issues, but generally it's a pretty closed captioning. So we'll go to the next button here. All right, and this again was where the aspect ratio, what you chose inside of Adobe Spark is important. So if you did landscape, I'm going to put this on my website. That's why I chose the landscape one, but you can definitely do these for Instagram, and you can do those for your stories, for any of those stories type joints. So we're going to click that, hit the next button, and this is where the really cool stuff happens, right? So I got this little the flames here. I like that. I'm gonna move this down just a little bit because I know when I add my image, it's not gonna pop off that way. So cool. You got these different ways that you can go and imagine your waveform. So excellent. I'm gonna get rid of that and I'm gonna add my image. All right. You can create in Canva and bring it in here. I'm not a huge Canva person. I'm more of Adobe products, but Canva's there. You know, it's cool if that's something that you deal with and dig with. That's awesome. So I'm gonna click that. When that opens up, that's my graphic. Yep, and I'm gonna open it up. Cool. So bada bing, I got my graphic in there. Awesome sauce. All right. So I like that. You can have it fill the canvas, the entire canvas. I'm gonna keep it just like it is. That works for your boy. Excellent. So I've got my deal there. It's not going to occlude any of that. You can add the progress bar, but your progress bar is going to go over your waveform. So it just depends if that's what you want to get down with. You can also add a background. If you want to change the background to a different color, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave mine just like it is. So I'm going to put the Jackie Robinson demo there. Wonderful. I'm going to hit that create button. When I hit that create button, two options. All right. So you can go in here, you can add your watermark and all that kind of stuff like that. So if you've got a logo or something you want to add on there, you can do that. Or you can just export everything. So I'm going to go to that advanced editor. It'll take a second. But you can go in if your kids have logos, and that's one of the first projects my students do is make their own logo in Adobe Spark. You could do that with Canva or Crello or any other place that you have some access to graphic design software, Illustrator if your kids are into that. But any of those things, I'm gonna get rid of it. Any of those things you could do. So this is kind of the advanced stuff here. That'll build the transcript for your situation itself. You can go and add different media. So if you want to add more media, you can add more media to it. All right. You can change the style up, add the watermark as well. So if you got a JPEG there or whatever, you can do that. So I'm going to go and actually add one. And this is kind of like, oh yeah, I want to do this, this kind of higher level thing. By no means do you have to do this part of it. But if you've got kids who really are into personalizing their information or whatever, you can do it. All right, so cool. I'm gonna add my little Virgil logo over there. So I can take that, I can take it, and I'm gonna drag the corners down and add that where I want. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, we're good. So the double monitor life is interesting sometimes. All right, cool. All right, cool. So I put my little watermark in there. So that's there. Great, fine. If I need to look at the transcripts and see if it was correct or not. If I need to change any of the words, I can do that as well. So let's look here. Jackie Robinson, Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers, Baseball Hall of Fame. Did exactly what I needed to do. Great. Export. All right, it's going to send it to my email. Wonderful. Export the video. All right, awesome. And that's the entire process. And you can take that and put it in your Canvas. You can put that in Google Classroom, wherever, upload it to a portfolio website. Any of those things, you'll be good to go. It's super, 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 super fun. And it can be applied to anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Any subject, anything. They just need to have access to an opportunity to use a computer. And now with so many students finally having access to a device of some sort, whether you did this as a blended assignment where the kids did this at home and brought it back and presented it at school, or if you did it at school and just gave kids opportunity to do some things that way, runs very well. And I think this is appropriate for with scaffolding. Any kid, K5, K12 rather, can do it. But if you just had kids kind of figured out on their own, second grade on up, they're gonna be good. K with scaffolding, first grade with scaffolding could definitely also pull this off. Because generally, if you gave the kids in kindergarten the haiku and had them have to choose or help them choose the graphics and then walk them through how to say the words, it would work fine. Same thing with first grade friends. Exact same thing. All right, cool. And my download is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and download this, and then we can kind of just walk this through. All right. So my download is ready. Boing.
An iron-willed.
So you'll see that. Here's my deal. I can also copy the URL and share it. So if you're using Canvas, you're using Google Classroom, whatever, I don't want the kid to download it. I just want them to copy that URL and turn it in. You can do it that way. All right. Share it on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I can straight download it. I can play it.
Jackie Robinson, Rookie of the Year, Monarchs, Royals, the Dodgers, Baseball Hall of Fame.
Bada bing. All right. And there you got it, my friends. That's how you rock and roll with the audiograms.
Oh. An iron.
In the wrong scenes. All right. So that's how you rock and roll with the audiograms. Any questions, comments, concerns, or issues, shoot me a tweet at Chocolate Teacher or add. I know this is going to be just running through our Facebook page, so add a comment or something underneath, and we'll get to you. Follow us at Trust a Hoodlum on Twitter. We're on the Facebook at The Intelligent Hoodlums and theintelligenthoodlums.com. We try to help everybody out. So if there's something in particular that you're like, hey, that's super cool, I'm looking for a tool or process that will help my students do this, we might be able to help you out with that. So until the next time we rhyme, this is Mike Lang, one half of the Intelligent Hoodlums for the Virgil Technology Hour. Deuces.